Good afternoon or good evening. Welcome into Nightcap with RhinoMan. Hey, I'm your host, Tom, Tim, RhinoMan, whatever you want to call me. Hey, we're going to meet a guest right now, Purple and Gold Slots. They've been around for a little while. However, we're going to get to know them in depth tonight and their journey in general. But first, as I always do, I have three questions for you. Let me get those questions up on the board, and then we'll see who's in the house and who the new subscribers to the channel are. Question number one. What is a simple food you will never eat? Hey, let me know. Some people just don't like macaroni and cheese. They'll never eat it. I don't know why, but hey, that's one of those foods that they'll never eat. Let me know. Question number two. As you can tell, I'm around the kitchen right now. So I want to know, what is the best kitchen gadget you guys own? I don't see Karen in the kitchen in here, but I'm sure she's got some fantastic ones. I'd like to know what her best kitchen gadget is. That's question number two. And question number three, what was your first job? Let me know. For me, it was probably around the age of 11. I was a paper boy for the Herald Examiner. I don't think that newspaper even exists anymore, but I was a paper boy for Herald Examiner and LA Times. Used to drive around on my bicycle. I had those bags that I had tossed the papers at. Hey, I had to hit a couple of the doors. Sometimes I got it in their bushes, but either way, it worked out. Guys, let's see who's in the chat now that are the subscribers. I see Susan in the kitchen. Not Susan in the kitchen. Susan wants to do what with Bruce Springsteen? My mind's on the kitchen, guys. Susan wants to LARP with Bruce Springsteen. If you don't know what LARPing is, check it out. Guys, I want to thank the new subscribers to the channel. Over the weekend, I had quite a few new subscribers to the channel. If you want your name to show on the banner, you have to leave your profile public so I could see who you are and I could put you on the screen. I'm just saying, if you want me to put you on the banner, I need to know. And I want to know. So I'd like to welcome in the new subscribers to the channel right now. And they are Up and Down Slots. Hey, that's a good one. BG Slots. He's staying alive, staying alive. Buffalo Man Slots. Becky Collins. Appreciate the new subscribers to the channel. I had a few more. However, they didn't leave their profiles public, so I couldn't see them. Good Vibes Crew. Gamblers Unknown. Yoshi Slots. New England Scratcher. New England Slots. Robert Kaczynski. As always, appreciate you being there. Gambleby Slots and more. Bradley Jones. Love it. Couple months now. Appreciate it. Love Struck Gambling. SoCal Slots. TMP Slots. Got to meet them this weekend. Wonderful people. Tracy the Ace. Mr. Handpay. Danny D, the Cool Scratcher fan. Yo Ans. Ram Jones. Appreciate him. Slot Sister. Easy Life. Slot Jackpots. Appreciate you being a subscriber. Lucky Obsession. Slots and Scratcher. If you're in here, girl, suck it up. Gambling Granny. Appreciate you. 5K Grenade, who dropped 20 memberships on the channel. Appreciate that. Avalon Bash Slots, Sister Yoshi, Slotnista, Brenda B, Beer Belly Slots, and the Good Vibe Roller, the Good Time Rollers, Becky A. Appreciate you. Let's see who's in the house right now, because I see a lot of them out there, and we're gonna recognize them. Jackpot Joe says, "What's happening to the thumbnail with Randy?" Hey, I will get him on every thumbnail. Sorry about that. Just like the Playboy magazines. Oklahoma Casino Review Slots. Appreciate you. Sister Yoshi. Reigns World Vegas Slots. How are you doing? How's your mom's ankle? Hope everything's all good with that. Chris and Lou Slots. Hey, welcome in, guys. Appreciate you being here. I miss you guys. I either got to get out there, or you got to come out here again. Hey, I can't afford to travel as much as you guys do. Italy, all over the world. You guys are true travelers. Absolutely. Bradley Jones is in the house. Let's see. TMP Slots. We definitely miss Chris and Lou at this event. I wish they would have been there. Danny D, the Cool Scratcher fan. Appreciate you. Little Dutchy. Wow, I just see so many people. If you're in the background, come in, say hi. We're going to meet Purple and Gold Slots right now. Little Dutchy is in the house. Deborah Parker. Appreciate you coming in, Deborah Parker. Absolutely. Okay, guys, let's get him on the screen and have him introduce himself. Purple and Gold Slots. How are you doing, bud?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome into Nightcap. Real quick, if they don't know you, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'll get into the personal questions as I do.
Yeah, so Purple and Gold Slots. My name is Jeremy. My wife does appear on some of the videos. She is not going to be on camera tonight. But
Okay.
we're based out of the Carolinas, outside of Charlotte area, and pretty much exclusively travel to Vegas for our videos.
Okay. So are there any? Well, we'll find out that. So South. You said South Carolina. I'm sorry.
So we're actually outside of Charlotte. So we're in North Carolina, but South Carolina is right on the border of Charlotte. So
Okay.
Yeah, we're actually in North Carolina, just outside Charlotte.
Okay, fantastic. Duncan Fornes, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in. I hope you got all your schoolwork done. That's my son, by the way. SoCal Slots Miranda, and there's Randy, the slot wizard. Hey there, Corona sister. I mean, brother, my bad. I appreciate that. I did take a trip out to Charlotte, North Carolina a few years ago before COVID. It's a beautiful area. I mean, all the plantations and everything that's out there. Really nice area. How long have you lived there?
All my life. So I originally grew up in the eastern part of the state. Actually grew up on a farm. Did that for the first, 20 years of my life. And ended up, my wife is from this area. So that's how I ended up actually out here near Charlotte.
Okay. And you went to high school out there. Did you go to college out there as well, or?
I did not. Nope. I'm a worker. I wasn't a school person.
Okay. Hey, I don't know exactly how old you are, but back in the day, you used to be able to go straight from high school and get into the job market and work your way up. Over time, you would develop the skills and everything you need. However, I found out recently that if you do that, some businesses that you've worked your way up into, that you've been there for years, you can't go to that next level without having that degree or that piece of paper in hand. And that's the lesson I've been trying to teach my kids as I was raising them.
It hasn't really bothered me. I got into the car business, and I've kind of been in that for the last 25 years. I actually work for a software company now. I'm a senior executive with them. So it hasn't held me back any. My performance has got me where I need to be.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. I mean you pick up the skills as you go along. When did you meet your wife?
1998.
1998. Okay.
We were trendsetters. It was through AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh, really? So you were like online dating before online dating.
Yep, exactly. If only I'd known back then, I should have started something and built a website. I'd made all the millions off of that.
Right? Absolutely.
She's going to give me the evil eye right now.
Okay, so that brings up a good question. When you brought her around your family, did they ask you guys how you met? What is it like a thing? Oh no, we met online, or
they knew. Yeah. We never hit it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
22 years later, still going strong.
Hey,
24 men, 22 married. So
yeah, hey, that there's nothing wrong with that. Do you have any kids, family?
Yep, got 2 kids, son and a daughter. Son started college this year. Daughter's 14. So she's still in middle school. So that keeps us busy.
Oh, absolutely. And your son's in college, if I'm correct, right?
Yep. Okay. Just started this year.
So we got to talk earlier. What does your weekends look like for the next few weeks?
Driving back and forth about a 4-hour one way going to football games.
Okay. Big football fan. And you happen to be going to the college where your son goes. Does your son play sports or anything like that?
I mean, he plays, but not at that level. Yeah, he's more of a runner than he is football. He plays soccer, but mainly running.
Okay. So did he get the running from you when he messed up, or no?
No. He's always just liked to run. So he's been doing it for a long time. So he's the athletic one out of the bunch.
Okay. So when you're not gambling, what are some other hobbies? I see some things in the background there. What are some of your other hobbies?
Yeah. So big outdoorsman. Do a lot of hunting and fishing. That's actually, me and my son right here on a duck hunting trip to Arkansas a few years ago. It's a turkey right there. I'm not going to pan the camera up and show the rest of my wall, but there's plenty of stuff up there. So, the other half, she likes to. She's probably a bigger college football fan than I am even. So she's at all the games. Of course, gambling, but so a lot of outdoor stuff and a lot of football games and
Okay, good. You mentioned fishing. What is the biggest fish you caught? Because when I talk to fishermen, they like, oh, you should have seen the one that got away. It was like this big. What is your big fish tail?
So my uncle was actually a charter boat captain down on the Outer Banks, North Carolina for 30 plus years. Okay. So honestly, I've reeled in, blue barlins to the leader. I can't possibly tell you the exact weight, but we're talking, 400 or 500 pound fish, easily.
Nice.
But, tons of bass fishing, 10-pound bass, stuff like that. Can't really compare to a lot of guys in California because y'all got the monster bass lakes out that way.
I think they inject those fish with something because I see some of the guys pulling big ass catfish out of these little lakes that are just like Loch Ness Monster style. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it's the radiation or whatever it is. But those fish are growing like crazy. Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Did you come from a big family?
Decent size, not terrible. I got a brother and a sister, so not huge.
Not huge.
Wife's got one brother, so he's saying, so not huge families.
Okay. That's all good. Tell us real quick, what's a typical day for you like? Hey, Tammy, thank you for coming in.
So I work from home or home/road. So I travel a bunch for work. So I'm generally on Zoom calls, doing demos, making sales calls, cold calls all day pretty much. That's why I have this set up. Like I don't do a lot of lives, but I have the whole boom mic, the nice camera and stuff. I'm on camera in front of clients pretty much all day, every day.
That's pretty good. Rand Jones, thank you for the $1 super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so you're on Zoom calls, and you made a reference earlier that you should have thought about that to design a dating site and make it. How much into tech are you?
Pretty much. I've built a couple websites for my hunting club. I got a website for it. So I've always been one of those ones. If I can't figure out, if I don't know how to do it, I can figure it out, or I can go find a YouTube video about how to do it, and then I can, go figure it out. My laptop.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Firehouse Slots. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that.
So last year I had to replace both my solid state drive and my regular hard drive. My laptops, they both blew up at the same time. So fairly technical.
Okay. So do you do websites just for yourself, or if somebody wants to reach out and need help for a website, is that like a side business for you, or?
No, I'm just dangerous enough to do one on my own and make it look good enough to attract, potential members for our club. So,
hey, I might have to talk to you after the show.
If it's WordPress, I'm okay with it. So.
Okay, absolutely. That's fantastic. So you were going on about your day. You work from home, jump on Zoom calls. How do you have to go into the office at all? And if so, how often do you?
The current company I'm with, I've never even set foot in the office. They're based out of Buffalo, New York. But like I said, I'm remote. So, and because I started there during COVID, they weren't having anybody in the office anyway. So they have not. I've never even been into the office. See everybody if we go to conventions and that kind of stuff. Like we were all in Vegas back in March for our big annual convention, NADA, the National Automotive Dealers Association. So we work with car dealers. That's who I sell software to.
So do you go to like SEMA and the other?
No, we're on the actual dealership side. So like we're dealing with helping dealers acquire used cars and sell used cars. So we're going to be wherever the dealers are. Most dealers don't go to SEMA. That's more for the aftermarket stuff. So you're dealing with your, aftermarket shops who sell lift kits and sound systems and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go to SEMA personally. I've just never been.
Hey, it's fantastic. I haven't been there, but I've always wanted to go. It's huge aftermarket,
Mhm.
and a lot of them Mustangs are huge there. So that's on my bucket list. I'll get to it
Yep.
one time. I planned to go during COVID, but they shut that one down. So I have to wait and redo it.
Yep.
Quick question, James Spitzer. Thank you for coming in. Real quick, how did you get that job? Did you apply online? Was it?
So the prior company to this one I'd been with for about 6 years, and they were acquired by a larger company. Did a bunch of layoffs. When was this? Would have been last like July, almost a year ago, a little over a year ago. And literally, I just threw it out there that hey, I was part of the layoffs. A buddy of mine was at this other company, and he brought me over. So
Nice.
it's just kind of automotive is a big space, a big industry, but it's also a very small, tight knit family. So people move companies and go places, and something comes up, they'll call you, hey, I need you over here, and just kind of how it works. I've been on this side of the ball now for 25 years, so I on the vendor side now for about 12. So I got a lot of contacts.
You know what? That's one of the best things that I think came out. You got to look at everything for the positive thing out of the COVID thing, working from home and the ability to be remote from anywhere. I mean, like you're close to the other side of where you're working. So, hey, that's a benefit. And I think that's probably one of the better things that came around for both individuals and companies out of COVID.
Yeah, I've actually worked remotely on the road from home now for the past 12 years. So it wasn't
awesome.
it wasn't new to me. Like I said, I've been doing this now forever. And that's how most companies in automotive are. If you're in sales, you're not going to be based out of a central location because they'll have one office somewhere, but they've got to have reps, all over the country. So that's how a lot of people in automotive, that's kind of how they are. That's kind of how, Lady Luck HQ. So, she was actually in the automotive space as well on the vendor side. Her husband works for one of the largest automotive groups in the country. So,
yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. So let's get on to gambling. How did you get started gambling?
So I actually went to Vegas for a convention in 2007.
Okay.
And I'd never gambled before then, honestly.
Really? Parents?
Yep.
Did your parents gamble?
Nope. My dad's been to Vegas before. He went for a convention years and years and years ago. Mom's never been. We've only got, at the time we only had two casinos in North Carolina. They were all the way in the mountains, the Cherokee, Harris Cherokee, and Valley River. But I never gambled. So I went in 2007. I said, hey, I think this will be a good trip for me and the wife to go on. So we went back the next year. Fell in love, and we're slots, pretty much only slots. So fell in love playing with slots, and that's kind of where we've been ever since. We go back and forth to Vegas.
So what was the bug for you? Did you hit something big? Or
so again, I was brand new. I didn't know much because back then there was no YouTube channel to go watch really about gambling, about slot machines. So I was playing video poker at New York, and I didn't know about having a max bet. I didn't really understand it. So I wasn't betting I was 25-cent machine. I wasn't betting the full $1.25, and I hit a royal flush on a deal. But I also only got I was betting 50 cents, I think. So I only got like $400. And from that point forward, it was just kind of like, this is fun,
James Spitzer Cash Out says, the Vegas influence gets us all. Absolutely right, James. So after you did that, you were like, that was a regular thing. And you mentioned you have casinos near you. Do you ever play at those casinos near you?
I've been to Harrah's a couple of times, but it's just not the same vibe. Because we go to Vegas for to play slots, but it's also everything else about Vegas. It's the eating food, the people watching, walking the strip, in and out of casinos. So it's just that whole experience for us. Like we've got a new one close to us now that's even closer. But it's just the slot machines right now. They don't have a hotel yet because they're brand new. We've been to Biloxi. We've been to Hard Rock in Tampa, and we did like the Hard Rock. We could see us going back there just for a quick weekend getaway because it's only an hour and a half flight, So that's a possibility for that. But it was just kind of close. Obviously my wife sit down on a machine and put playing slots. You hit the button and getting drinks, free drinks. So so it's the entire Vegas thing.
So when you just mentioned a buzzword for me, drinks. So Scotty H Town says, love playing video poker. Sometimes I can play it for hours. You and me both, Scotty. It just depends on the money that I have to play it for hours. I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned drinks. Do you like to drink when you gamble? And if so, what's your drink of choice?
So it's funny. I actually got into a Twitter conversation with Vital Vegas earlier about this because he made a tweet about how the new Fontainebleau is going to be a Coke property, because they're actually owned by the parent company of Coca-Cola, and Pepsi pretty much dominates the strip. Well, I'm generally a bourbon and Coke guy, and you can't get Coke in most of the casinos on the strip. Now I'll still deal with the Pepsi if that's what it is, but I'm generally a bourbon and Coke person.
It's funny you mentioned that. Mark Anthony, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. You mentioned that not Mrs. Rhino, my wife is diehard Coke. Mm-hmm. We go anywhere on the strip, pretty much, you can't get a Coke. It's Pepsi, and she won't drink Pepsi. So usually we have to make a stop at the store before we go into the casino because I don't know if it's contracts or what the deal is.
Yep,
but
it
you
is.
Can't get Coke at some of the casinos there.
Yep, same thing on my side. Yep, Pepsi's a no-go.
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke, bourbon and Coke. I'm mainly bourbon. That's pretty much my deal. So
what's the best bourbon that you've had?
Oh God, Eagle Rare 17 probably.
Okay.
That's a pretty good one. That one doesn't get mixed with anything though. That's just a sipping deal with some ice.
Okay. Somebody had mentioned to me Pappy's.
Yeah, that's always been the one that everybody says. Hey, Pappy Van Winkle. It's $500 for a neat drink pour. I got a buddy of mine that's a huge bourbon connoisseur, and he has all that stuff. And he tells me point blank, Jeremy, it's not worth the money. He said, unless you're a very strict palate, he said, you will not be able to tell the difference between that and a $100 bottle of Eagle Rare 17. Where Pappy's is $3,000 a bottle.
Yeah.
So, and like I picked up some Four Roses small batch the other day. It's very good. Buffalo Trace is very good just as it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm not one of the bourbon snobs like some people are, and I don't need the the really, really expensive stuff. So as long as it does the job.
So Scotty H Town says this guy knows his bourbon. My favorite as well, Rare Eagle. There you go. Susan wants to do shots with Bruce Springsteen's in the house. So is Slotnista. Appreciate you guys coming in. So let's talk about what is your biggest win in Vegas versus your biggest win at any of the other casinos.
Well, I don't know. I've yet to hit anything like huge at one time. We've landed some majors on Dragon Link and stuff like that for maxed out major or close to it, or I've had runs, but on like Lightning Link or something like that, where I get up a bunch, over time. Hell, last time I was there, we were at Red Rock, and I was playing Planet Moolah like $3 a spin. The first bonus was like $800 some bucks. I bumped it to $375 a spin, got a bonus the next time, and won another like $800 some dollars.
Wow, and that's a tough game to get a bonus on. So, and $800 off a $3 bet is a huge win. I don't care what you say. That's a huge win in my book.
I agree, but I've yet to like hit $1,000 or something like that. Maybe one day. It's one of them things that that they're like trying to find a unicorn. They just sometimes I wonder if they exist.
So Firehouse Slot says I've got an awesome old-fashioned recipe for you guys since you're bourbon guys. Hey, send it over, Firehouse. Put it on here. I think we'll all try it out.
I'll tell you what, Firehouse, when you're in Vegas, if you ever go to Mayfair Supper Club, they have a version of an old fashioned on their menu. They don't call it an old fashioned; they call it something else. But if you look at the ingredients of it, it's basically an old fashioned, and it was probably the best one I've ever had in my life.
Okay. When is your next trip to Vegas?
I'll be there for G2E. I'm actually going out the 8th through the 14th of October. I've actually got a work convention going on at the same time though, so I got to figure out which day I'm going to the work convention versus G2E because they overlap. So but I'll figure it out.
So I'll be out there at that time. You might catch me at the end of the end of your trip, because I think I'm there from like the 13th through the 16th or something like that. It might be a little bit earlier or later, but yeah, I will definitely be there. And I know a lot of people that are in the chat. Robert Kaczynski's in the house. A lot of people that are in the chat are going to be there around that
Yep.
time. Casino Lady Slots, hello, thank you for coming in. That are going to be in there around that same time. So it's going to be a who's who of slot channels out by G2E this year, for sure. Plus, Gambling Granny has Granny Fest that same time.
Yep. I wish I could have stayed for that, but already going that early, and I couldn't work it out to stay any longer.
I agree. So let me ask you this: on a casino trip, I know you're traveling to Vegas. What is a budget for you on your trips when you go out to Vegas?
It varies, but it's I generally all the hotel, food, and all that stuff can pretty much covered.
Yeah.
Personally, I try. I'm not a high roller by no means, so I try to keep it $1,000 a day or something like that for slots. And hopefully I can recycle that throughout the week. There have been times where I never have to touch anything else but that for first one. Then there are times when that's gone in a couple of hours. So it kind of depends on it. And I'm not one who believes they can control the payouts, automatically like some people think they can. But I will admit, I didn't have a good last trip. My wife had a great one. So again, it's just all depends on when you hit that button.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Because like I say, we get the rooms taken care of, pretty much because we're MGM people for the most part.
Okay.
So we generally have MGM and Cosmo, which I guess will be all the same thing for too much longer as far as comps go. So somebody want to ask a question. But anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much where I'm at.
So Firehouse dropped his recipe in here. Randy the Slot Wizard said, "Who dressed you today? My God, my eyes are hurting." Thank you, Randy. I appreciate you as always. Appreciate you always. Let's see. If you're going to be at downtown during Gambling Granny, let me know. We can possibly meet up. Casino Lady, yes, I will be there for Gambling Grannies as well as around the whole area. I will try and drop a tentative itinerary when we get closer to that time frame. Now, you did say MGM and Cosmo will be the same. Obviously, they're merged now. But do you only get comps there, or do you get comps at your local casinos that transfer over to Vegas properties?
No, because like I said, because we don't really play. We don't play enough at Harrah's, which is a Caesar property here in North Carolina. So we haven't played enough there to justify anything. I don't like those properties in Vegas.
Okay.
I did put a little bit at Wynn Encore when I was there back in March because I was staying at Encore because of the convention going on. And I've got a few things there, but nothing like what we get with MGM properties. And as of right now, we're still getting them for both Cosmo and MGM separately because they haven't merged their reward system yet. Once that happens, this last time we did go try to Red Rock because we like having two properties. So if we want to go for because as far as we had to fly out there, we like having some options there. We want to do 2 nights here, then 3 here, or 3 and 3, or whatever. We like having that option of more than one property to be able to do that at. So
yeah,
we tried out. We went to Red Rock this last time and stayed there for one night. Really, really liked it. It's a great casino, a great property, beautiful, great rooms. The area was nice. So that'll probably be an option for us too, going a few future trips.
Yeah, I definitely like Red Rock and I like Rampart. Rampart's another good casino off the strip, and it's in Summerlin.
Okay.
If you get a chance, it's not too far from Red Rock. Check it out. Beautiful. It's a Marriott hotel.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful property. They do allow filming. However, they stopped me from filming that. Scotty H-Town, what is he saying here? You didn't change your shirt between lives. You're lucky you have a great guest. Thank you for that, Scotty H-Town. Always appreciate you. But I did change the hat. You did worry about the hat, so I did change the hat. I'm stuck on the comp thing because you don't go out there. How often do you get out to Vegas?
So generally, it's at least 2 trips a year for work, and then we probably do
Okay.
2 personal trips. And my wife generally goes with me on my work trips, but she's not going to be able to go next month or in October.
Okay.
She got some stuff going on with her job. So, but yeah, generally, 3 to 4 times, but both of us there per year. More if possible. It kind of depends on what the flight rates are. That's been used to. It was like $350 max for a round trip each. Direct flights. Now it's running about $500 to $600. So cost of flights obviously have affected that a little bit.
Simon would love to come to Granny Fest. So you're going to be a free man in October?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At party time. Party time. Don't let her know. You'll be in trouble. Okay, so no big wins, big losses. Are you one that sticks to budgets on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, I take when I'm willing to leave in Vegas, and we don't go back to ATMs. So if when I took, and granted, I break that up per day. Obviously, I'm not going to run out the first day. So
yeah.
So I'll generally just kind of divide that out among the trip. Like I said, I've had trips to where it literally from day one it starts recycling itself, and I never have to go back for anything else. Just I end up coming back home with money. A lot of what I took. So then I've had days where I make it all back up on the last day. So it's so variant as far as how it goes and how lucky you are. That's just kind of the nature of playing slots.
Exactly. Let me see here. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's get into your channel for a little bit.
Yep.
Hold on. Wait. There's one other thing. No, that's fine. Let's get into your channel. When did you start your channel?
So I actually look back real quick. It was February of 2020, and we all know what happened. Literally the month, right after that. So I'd actually been there. We were in Vegas in February of 2020. And granted, I didn't film a whole lot because I really didn't. I still didn't have a clue how everybody was doing. I actually had an actual camera, like a digital camera, digital SLR I was using. So I had a little bit of footage from that. So I started it, and then COVID hit and everything shut down. So I didn't have a ton of content right there from the start. So it was really probably we ended up going back in July of 2020. Is probably when I got my first real, decent content started. Okay.
And what made you decide to start a channel?
I started watching a lot of the other channels. I don't think there was as many as there are now, back then. So, I started seeing, a few of the, channels out there doing this. And I'm like, hey, I play slots every time I go to Vegas. This isn't that difficult with a cell phone and a, small handheld tripod or a monopod or something. Why can't I do this? I know how to edit videos. I got Premiere Pro and all that. So, I've got a couple other actual YouTube channels for hunting and stuff like that too. So I was like, let's try this. And that's kind of where I got something from.
You have other channels for hunting. Do you want to say the names of those channels? Maybe
I haven't really done much with those honestly in the past 2 years either. Because those are a lot harder than this is. Because let's put it like this: instead of relying on just you're pressing a button on a slot machine, you're reliant on an animal to cooperate and do what you want it to do. So that doesn't happen probably once a year. So I just said this is way more than it should be. So I kind of decided to concentrate on this side of things as far as YouTube goes.
Okay. So you started dropping stuff. When you started your channel, or even to this day, what is the intention of your channel?
Just to have fun. I mean, share what's happening. I'd like to do. I've done a few room reviews when we've gone to Vegas. I'd like to, do a little bit more vlog type videos other than just, slots.
Okay.
I know, I've always been a person that says, being self-aware is very important. I know I need to communicate more in the videos. I think that's a big thing that I think people like that I need to do more of. My hard part is, sitting in a slot machine with 2 people beside you. I'm going, they think I'm talking to myself. They think I'm crazy over here talking to myself. So it's hard to make yourself talk to the video while you're filming.
Exactly.
That's one thing.
That was one of my biggest things when I started, because when I started talking to myself, you get the looks from people like, is he talking to me, or excuse me, or what did you say? And I'm like, no, I'm recording. Don't worry. But yeah, you do get the stink eye from people that are sitting next to you quite a bit. But you get over that real quick as you start doing it more and more. Now you have done a few different lives, correct?
I've done a couple. It's been probably over a year ago now since I did one. Did one from Cosmo last. I've done a few like walking through Fremont. So that's something too. I'll probably try to do this trip, maybe. Walking through. Might try to do it from G2E. Walking through the convention. Because I know that's something that does get watch time, and it does get people to tune in. They like watching the people walking down the strip. This time it won't be so hot. We were there last time in July, which made it a little difficult, with as hot as it was, to get out and do a whole lot of walking.
Exactly. So G2E, you're going to get a lot of footage, especially if you're on the convention floor where they introduce the new machines. You get to sit down at the machines and play and record them and have a good time with the machines. So you can record 12, 13, 14 videos of brand new machines and not have to spend a dime in order to get the content. So
one thing I will say for anybody who has never, I don't know, did you go last year? Have you ever been to G2E?
Yes, I did. However, I had to leave the day before the convention floor. So I did go to a couple of the seminars, but however, I had to leave the day before.
So last year, Konami did it where you actually went to their studio at their office. Because they weren't even at the actual convention floor. They didn't want you in the booth doing it. Several of the others, if you didn't have it like pre-set up, they wouldn't let you come in and film the new games.
Oh, really?
Just FYI for anyone planning on attending, you can go to G2E's website and there's a list of like the exhibitors and contact people. Yeah. So you can try to get pre-set up for being able to come into the booth to do that. Some didn't care. Some are like, go walk around and do what you want to do. Others are like, nope, unless you got pre-approved, you can't be in here. Okay.
So it's funny you mentioned that, because Simon's in the house, and Simon was able to record like the Huff and Puff and More and a bunch of the other ones at the place. They absolutely let her. But that's a good tip that people should know. And I think, how are you going? Are you going on a press pass, or are you going?
Last year it was just media, so I'm assuming that's what it is again this year, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. So, what is your best video that you have out there right now?
The best video?
Yeah.
From like a win standpoint, I got a couple on one on Tiki Fire from Hard Rock down in Tampa. That's a pretty good run on. There's one from Ario on Magic Pearl. That's a pretty good, long run on that one as well. I play a lot of the link games. You'll very rarely see any Buffalo wins on my channel because I can't win on Buffalo of any version. I've tried every Buffalo version there is, and I can't win on it.
Well, so, it's funny you mentioned that, because there are channels that just do Buffalo. They don't do anything else. And it's a personal preference. I know people win big on those. I've had some luck on some of the Buffalo Gold and some of the Revolution games. However, I still got to delve into that. I would like to get the 15 heads on one of those versions and go from there.
I'll keep trying, probably. I'll keep trying, but it ain't gonna
you definitely have to keep trying. And hopefully you get that one that goes. So, we're going to talk now about a cautionary tale. I know you put a post on Facebook recently. Can you just tell everybody what that's about?
Real quick. I'm not going to delve on it too long, but just be careful. People reach out to you through Facebook saying they'll help you promote your channel, help you get watch time, watch hours, whatever, subscribers, whatever. Stupid me early on in this. Well, I say early on, about a year in, I had my sub count. I was a little bit lack on the watch time. And not that I was real worried about this being, like I said, an income producer, but at least if I was that close, I'd like to get there. And I had a video about to drop off that had a bunch of watch time. And this guy said, hey, I'll help promote your channel, get you some more views and stuff. I didn't realize what it was at that point. I came from, advertising and dealerships and that kind of stuff. I thought he was going to do my digital marketing type stuff for it. To drive people organically, to the channel. That's not what it was. it was basically pay to play. I figured that out and was like, nope, I don't want this on my channel. Stopped it. And this has been over a year ago. And I just got a notification the other day that he was sharing, like telling another channel, hey, I helped this channel over here get to where he is. And, and then so I had him blocked on Facebook because way back then he was doing some shady stuff. And what they do, they reach out to the promise of, I say, he claimed that he had helped several channels out there. Again, I'm not going to name them either. Some were like big name channels that I know ain't no way in hell he helped them. Some were other, smaller channels. So I unblocked him and reached back out. I was like, hey man, I said, why are you doing this? And he got mad. He saw my post. So then he's threatening, I'll share all of the screenshots of our conversations. I said, I don't care. I already made a post telling everybody what's going on and to stay away from me. So I don't know if he thought by sharing any screenshots of my conversation will make people like not want to, be a subscriber or whatever. I didn't care. Again, like I said, I don't do this for income. Would I like for it eventually get to where it's a little bit? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about it.
Here's the thing. I did a whole segment on scammers and some of the things that they do. They get you to click on a link. Then, they capture your information. That's one. Now there's a lot of scammers out here that are doing the same thing that you just mentioned. They will take screenshots. They will say, oh, I'll help you grow. I'll help you do this. I'll help you get, 500 subs, 1,000 subs, 10,000 subs. And you'll get the subs. What good is it going to do you? Absolutely nothing, because those subs aren't going to get you anything except some robot clicking on your page and then going through the motions. So anybody that reaches out to these guys or that goes on their thing, you're just going to get ripped off. And that's basically what you're telling us right now. And they'll do everything they can to try and trick you to buy their services. I've had it happen to me from the same individual that you're even talking about, where he's captured screenshots of my screens and said, hey, look, this, I got RhinoMan 2,000 subs. I got RhinoMan this, I've been busting my ass lives every day. I don't need that to do that. I would want to grow on my own.
And just, and the guy's, he's got several different profiles on Facebook. One of them is literally Stephen Wonder. And if you go check your friends, especially if you have a slot page, name, Facebook page, go check it for that name, because he's on a lot of them. Like if you look at like mutual friends, because he sent me another friend request. So I've clicked on it and looked at mutual friends. It's a bunch of you. Probably some in this chat, honestly. And then he's got another name. It's like Sadic, Sadick, something. I can't remember what the other one is. I blocked both of those anyway. So just be careful. You can see him on your friends list. I'd probably block him. And just like I said, just be careful. Obviously organic. Look, if you want to do something, if you've got a page, like I've got another purple and gold page on Facebook, that's like the creator page. You can run Ask Schmidt on your own on Facebook. If you got a good video and you want to promote it, you can do that yourself for $10, and it literally puts it in front of people who like going to casinos because they play the slot games on Facebook or whatever. Like you can do it yourself. I did a lot of research on that and figured out how to do it myself.
Okay. Gamblers Unknown says, haha, I mess with him so bad with that. I mess so bad with that guy. Hey, but there's a lot of them out there, Gamblers Unknown.
Yep.
And it's just like with the telemarketing calls. When I get a call from one of those telemarketers, I definitely mess with them and I try and keep them on the phone as long as I have. And now there's even apps that do that same thing for that keep them on the line. So back to your channel. You learned the hard way, but you said you're just trying to grow your channel and have fun at the same time. Eventually, maybe it can. And I know channels out there that are hovering, around 1K, 2K in subs, and they absolutely believe that they are going to be the next huge thing without doing the huge work that's needed to get there. So they're looking for shortcuts. They're looking for everything that they possibly can to be that next big thing without putting in the work. Does your guest play many table games? If so, favorite? So Scotty H Town wants to know: do you play any table games?
I don't really play many now. I would like to actually learn more of them and try, more of them. I watch a lot of those videos on YouTube. Some people who play those, but it's just not something that I've ever. For some reason, in my mind, I feel like my money's going to be going quicker. With table games, and obviously that should be the opposite. Versus slots. It should be the opposite of that, because obviously there is some skill involved. With table games, you have input that affects the outcome, which is the reason why I like video poker. Because with video poker, you do have some effect on the outcome. I try to look for the ones that have the higher, percentages, the higher paybacks. But I've never been a big table person.
Okay.
So I can't really say I've got a favorite.
Okay. Mine would be blackjack, but that's just me. Table games. So you mentioned earlier that you watch YouTube to learn different things. Do you watch a lot of different slot channels now? And if so, what's your favorite slot channel to watch?
Man, that's a hard one. I mean, honestly, one that I really like is Vegas Low Roller.
Okay.
I've been watching him for a long time. So I really like him. I like the Atlantic City guys. NJ Slot guy, and Top Dollar Mike, and like those. Look, there's so many of them that I like. It's hard to really say who a favorite is, and it's hard to have time to watch many of them.
True.
Because like I said, it's so hard. I think he did a video about that. When there's so many of them, how do you decide who you invest your time to watch?
Exactly.
So it's very hard to say there's one favorite ones. I wouldn't say I have a favorite.
That is smart at you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, I think I like different ones for different reasons. Vegas Low Roll is extremely entertaining in his commentary during his videos. Outside that, I like NJ Slot Guy and Top Dollar Mike because they are unfiltered.
Yes.
So it's just, different reasons for liking different people. I don't need to watch someone constantly high rolling. I don't care if they're low rolling. If you have good content, I like the videos.
Okay. Those are actually good channels. Those are good channels to watch. NJ Slot Guy is definitely a permanent fixture here on the channel. He's going to be on once a month with me in a wife beater and just sitting out back, chilling, having a good time as he always does. Let us market. You wants to know, do you like SD Guy?
Oh yeah. Yep, that's probably one of the early ones I found. Slot Lady was one of the very early ones I found. I'll keep my opinions to myself about where that channel is today. But that was one of the early ones I found. Obviously, then I found the Big Jackpot. Back then, because they were some of the earliest ones. So that's probably the Slot Lady is probably that, and SD Guy are probably the first two that I found and started watching.
Okay, that is all good. Okay, right now we are going to get into, let me see, did I cover everything on your channel? Is there anything that you want to tell us about your journey? What's been the toughest part for you as far as a slot channel?
Getting content, finding look, sometimes it's getting motivated enough to film the content. I enjoy playing slots. Sometimes I don't want to worry about having to pull the camera up and film it. So sometimes I will just film bonuses and do them as shorts.
Okay.
Because like at one time I was doing very well on TikTok, but I think I don't know how many others have TikTok accounts, but at one point they were heavily pushing out, slot videos to the audience. I think they have taken a different stance on gambling at this point. I've seen a bunch of slot channels getting banned during lives.
Exactly.
Because it's considered harmful content. I got one video with 200,000 views and then others with 10. But getting content, like I said, myself personally is commentary during the video. I do have an accent. I'm from the South. So I talk a little bit fast. So sometimes it's not the easiest to understand. So that part of it too affects it, me wanting to talk during videos. So that's probably the couple things.
Okay. How are you with editing videos and putting those together?
I'm pretty good with that. Like I said, it doesn't take me too long to edit that. The hardest part is if you hit something with a copyrighted song playing in the background where you've got to go in and add in a song and adjust a level so the song's that you have is overdoing the song that's in the audio. I don't love it when channels or videos take the original audio completely away, because you have to do that. if you'll just add in another audio under that and then adjust the levels, you can get by the copyright part.
Well, a lot of people may not know this, but YouTube is rolling out a beta thing for copyrights now. Basically, if you have a copyright strike on your video for music, you can try, and I've tried it once or twice. A couple of songs it's worked with, a couple it has not, but they could just remove the soundtrack and not the voice or not any of the other sound in the background. Like I said, I tried it out on 3 videos that had several different strikes on them. 2 of the strikes came off. The other ones I had to leave muted or replace it with the own music.
What I wish Premiere Pro would do is add in a feature to pre-check your video before you publish it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the best things. Now it's different for Facebook and YouTube because Facebook it doesn't have any of those tools that YouTube does have that tells you exactly where it's at and what the music is, so you could go listen for it and take it out. Facebook, you have to fish around for it yourself and try and figure that out. DCall 17802, thank you for that. I appreciate you coming in. But yeah, you have to go fish around on Facebook yourself. And TikTok, we all know what TikTok is. If you pull up a drink, they could ban your or take your content down because they don't like drinking on there. That's why I haven't done too many of those, because I just haven't. So what's been the best part for YouTube for you?
Getting to share those experiences with everybody else. Obviously I have made friends through the community as well. So just getting out there and exploring more, learning something new, learning how to do these videos, learning more about slot machines. I didn't, before I started doing this, I didn't really pay attention to the slots as much. I just played them. But doing this, I think you pay attention more to what does what, and you actually might read the rules every once in a while to figure out how they work. So getting more, I'm in a lot of the Vegas groups and stuff on Facebook, just as myself, and people will ask how to play slots, and I can answer those questions pretty fluently at this point.
Okay. So, have you ever done the D Lucky experience?
The what?
The D Lucky experience.
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. I'm just hold on. Anyway, so now we're going to get into quick hits. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, what you would rather have, and you just answer yourself. Yes, whichever one you think. So, question number 1, would you rather have a golden voice or a silver tongue?
Probably a better voice, yeah.
Golden voice. Okay. Would you rather have a get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
A key that opens any door.
Okay. Would you rather have an easy job working for somebody else or an extremely hard job working for yourself?
For myself.
Okay. I like that one. Show or tell?
I'm a show me better than you can tell me kind of person. That's literally one of my mottos.
Show me better than you can tell me. I like that. Barking dogs or crying babies?
Can I go with neither?
Neither.
barking dogs, I guess.
Are you an animal person?
Yeah, I've got 2 dogs. Okay. I raised 2 kids. So look.
2 dogs and 2 kids. And both crying or barking. Okay, yeah, I liked it. What kind of dogs?
One's a black lab and one is a adoptee mutt that we really don't know what she is, other than being spastic.
Okay.
Crazy. Yeah.
Spastic dog. I got one of those downstairs. It's a lab border collie mix. Hey, she is definitely spastic. Okay. Would you rather have dress your babies as animals or dress animals as humans?
I rather dress babies as animals.
Yeah. Okay. Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
Okay. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Hot.
Okay. Win a race or win a debate?
Debate.
Okay. Sauce on the side or sauce on top?
On top.
Okay. Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
I already found my soulmate. So,
Okay, so now you need the lottery. Okay, that's all good. Guacamole or salsa?
guacamole.
Okay. Um, Cooking or being cooked for?
Cooking.
Oh, nice. Okay. Pizza or Chinese food?
Pizza.
Okay. Here we go. Ribeye or T-bone?
Ribeye.
Oh, nice. Introvert or extrovert?
I'm a combination of both, honestly.
Okay.
It depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny because I've met a lot of slot channels, and a lot of them, surprisingly enough, are introverts. They have a channel on YouTube, but they're introverted. They don't want to be on camera. They don't, So
my official like classification is a extroverted introvert, like pursuant to the test I've taken and stuff. So,
hey, there you go. Words or actions? Obviously, I think I know this for you.
Honestly, action probably to me is more than words.
Okay. If you could pause time or rewind time?
Just like permanent or like for a small amount of time?
Well, let's say it's permanent. If you had the ability to pause time or rewind time?
Probably pause.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you prefer to go to? Concerts or sporting events?
Concerts.
Okay. Last two here on this, and then I got 4 more questions for you. Washing dishes immediately or letting the sink get full first?
I'm a procrastinator with some things, and that's one of them.
Okay, I feel you there. Bar soap or body wash?
Bar soap.
I'm there. Okay, so these are the last 4 questions of the interview. If somebody in the chat was going to give you your dream car today, what dream car would you want?
Well, my dream car has always been a Lamborghini of some kind, and they make an SUV now that I can fit in. So,
okay,
Lamborghini Urus.
I got to ask you this: Are you into Mustangs at all?
Somewhat. I've never minded a Mustang. My wife has always been a huge Mustang fan. My daughter can literally identify them from 3 miles down the road, and she says that's going to be her first car.
Okay.
So,
So Mustang has an SUV now that's pretty nice, and I think if I was going to upgrade my Mustang, I would go with that SUV version. Absolutely.
The only problem with it is it's all electric.
What was that?
It's all electric. The Mach-E.
Is the problem with that. Scotty H Town says, on my 5th bourbon, I can understand him. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you. Okay. If somebody was coming to your town, what restaurant would you recommend to them?
It's a little restaurant called the Open Kitchen. So it is a Italian restaurant that has been in Charlotte since the 50s, probably. It's close to downtown, but not downtown, so it's easy to get in and out of. But great food. Okay.
And what is the best restaurant you've ever been to?
The best restaurant? No, that's a tough one. See, I've been to so many in Vegas at this point, I can't even decide which one's the best. I mean, I love Oscar Steakhouse at the Plaza. Gordon Ramsay at the Paris is great. But what we had in the Mayfair last time, the entire experience at the Mayfair Supper Club was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had at any restaurant.
Okay. So we'll go with the Mayfair. Scotty H Town had one more he threw in: beard or bald?
Are we talking for myself?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not bald though. I have hair. I just shave it off.
But if you could only have one or the other, beard or bald?
Beard probably. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the hairline really doesn't matter. I can't show you mine, but hey, it's there. Okay, last question for you. What is the best thing that you ever ate? And please, Randy, keep it Keep it PG.
So I'm going to go with something from the open kitchen. It is called veal Giuliano. I'm going to have to describe it for you. So they take thin slices of veal with mozzarella cheese and they stack it up, like layer it one after another, about that thick. And then they bread it like a bun, and then they deep fry it.
Oh, nice.
And then they cover it in their mushroom marinara sauce and with a side of pasta. It's probably one of the best things. Yeah, I mean, it's it's under a $20 dish. It's not fancy, but just one of the best things you've ever eaten. Yeah,
hey, so. I'll have to go try that out. Okay, we are getting ready to get out of here. Is there anything you want to say to anybody listening right now about anything?
Not just, thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, I know kind of hard to follow. Go back and watch it on the replay maybe if you need to go back and see when I said sometime. I couldn't watch all the chat over here and look at the camera and see what was going on. So if I missed any comments, I apologize. But I appreciate you having me on. I look forward to maybe meeting some of you guys in Vegas for G2E.
Ray's World says anything deep fried is good. Hey, I will put that to a challenge, Ray's World. Absolutely. You'll see that. I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you for being open and upfront about everything that's happened with your channel and the cautionary tale that you're telling everybody out here about these scammers that are out there and what they're trying to do. Thank you for doing that. Look forward to seeing you at G2E. I know you're only going to be there. I'll probably only be there a day while you're there, but I'll try and make it a point to meet you face to face when we're out there. I'm assuming you're going to be at MGM or.
So I'm actually staying at the Mirage. Mirage. Okay. My other convention is actually at the Mirage, and it's right across the way from the Venetian, so I can just jump across. So not too bad to walk over.
And you know what? I'm going to jump back real quick to one last question, as I always do. I mess things up. Texas Rose Mendoza Slot Adventures. Thank you for coming in. This is the last question. Purple and gold slots. Where did that come from? Are you a big Lakers fan or?
Nope. So the college that we support, where my wife went, East Carolina University, their colors are purple and gold.
Hey.
So we decided.
I was thinking you were a Lakers fan, so I was like, yeah.
Well, we get at LSU. At LSU is purple and gold as well. But no, it's for East Carolina Pirates.
Okay, perfect. Appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate you being here on the show tonight. Tomorrow, guys, we have, I just seen her come in, Tiffany Mills Slot Channel, Texas Rose Mendoza Slot Adventures. They will be on the show. At 3:30, we have a special guest that's going to be on the show. He's going to be dropping something special for you guys to hear. It's going to be an event that's coming up. You don't want to miss that. Tomorrow's got a full day of adventure. Thank you, Purple and Gold Slots. Appreciate you. Look forward to meeting you. Until next time, guys, let the good times roll. I will talk to you then.
Have a good one, everybody.